One of the questions I get asked the most, especially by newbie traders, is how to effectively scalp the futures markets. Now, scalping on its own can be a very lucrative way to approach and trade the markets, but if you don't have your wits about you or the right indicators to do it, you might be on the losing end of scalping. Alright, so here at Ninjacators we do have the Volume Spread Scalper tool suite, which helps me identify the relationship between price and volume, and also the indicator analyzes areas or points in time where volume spreads are out of balance. Right, so this is a tool suite I use to scalp the markets with, and in this quick video I'm going to be showing you how I like to use that. Right, now first of all, you'll see all of these little blocks with a lot of numbers. We also have green and red lines. Well, they are actually the Volume Spread Scalper analyzer. Now, on any single candle that the software identifies an imbalance in volume spreads, it will generate either a buy signal identified by this green little block over here, or a sell signal, for example in this case here by this identified by this red block. Now, the number on the top basically just tells you the range of that specific candle where that imbalance in volume has been identified. So we can very quickly see, all right, I've got 25 ticks of risk potentially in this trade if I wanted to take that trade. Now we also have these red and green lines. So let's say you have a green block popping up, that might be a buying opportunity. So they'll have then automatically that green block appear with a 12 number saying that it's a 12 tick white candle where the imbalance has been identified, and that the top of that candle was at 2046.5 and the low of that candle 2045.3. So you can very quickly go, for example, place your buy orders, in this case for a buy signal at that level or tick above, and you place your stop loss above, or sorry, a tick below the red line, for example. So visually quickly you can see where to place your buy orders and sell orders in case, in this case, for example, during a buy signal, the opposite during a sell signal. Alright, so that being said, although there are a lot of signals that can appear, especially when you're scalping on whatever market is you're looking at, I'm looking here at gold, for example, on a 1 minute time frame, there will be a lot of signals that come in. Now, although an imbalance in volume has been identified and spread for many of these candles as this market was moving lower, in this case gold, I wouldn't necessarily have taken all of those signals, and I won't obviously recommend that you do either, which is why we use additional indicators to help us make more informed decisions on whether we should take a particular signal or not. Now, one of those indicators is the volume delta histogram, which basically punches these peaks for buy volume above zero line or sell volume below zero line. Now, what the volume delta histogram does is it calculates the net buying and selling volume for each particular candle, and I can visually quickly show you whether buyers or sellers are in control of the market. All right. Now, below that we also have a smart volume indicator, and in conjunction with the volume delta histogram, the smart volume indicator is very similar to your normal volume indicator, but what the difference is that it actually colors these peaks, as you can see here, in different colors. Now in this case on gold, I had these green peaks over here. Now when read in conjunction with the volume delta histogram, for example during phases where prices are moving lower, you can see that there was a lot of volume delta selling volume present, so meaning that sellers were in control during this phase of the market. Now, in conjunction with a strong peaks or selling volume on the volume delta histogram, we also had this peak on the smart volume indicator, meaning that a strong trend was still underway. Right, so for example, when you would see these sort of conditions, a lot of sellers stepping into the market from the volume delta side of things, with smart volume also slowing high peaks, it would indicate that a strong trend is intact, in this case to the downside, meaning that I would have avoided all of these little buy signals that I got in between. Right, so what I particularly want to see for me to take a trade is to either get involved when I'm seeing a strong trend. So you're trading with the trend. For example, in this case, where this signal appeared for a sell volume imbalance of 25 ticks, I had, let me just blow that up a little bit. The software automatically show me the low of that candle, high of that candle, 25 ticks, accompanied by a strong increase in selling volume, right from the volume delta side of things, as well on the smart volume. So this would, for example, be a trade that I would take to the short side. Now, whether you actually trade multiple contracts or one contract, whatever the case might be, you could, for example, take a short at the break of that lower end of that candle, place a stop around 25 ticks or a tick above that area. And you can see here that the market actually ran a 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio relatively quickly, which is ideal for scalping. And also, just by looking at the volume delta histogram and the strength of this trend from the smart volume indication, is that you would have avoided all of these little buy signals that occurred there as well. Now, the other thing that I like to look at, for example, for reversal type trades, not trend continuation trades, is when you actually see instances where a market's moving lower. Let me just get the right tool out there for you guys. You can see we had a sell signal over here, accompanied by a lot of volume on the volume delta side of things. So a lot of sellers still in the market. Price didn't really run that far, all right? But perhaps you wouldn't have taken much profit on this trade, or maybe went to break even relatively quickly, whatever the case might be. But in any case, you wouldn't have taken this one over here, right? Because the trend was still also making lower lows and lower highs. Now, from a reversal type trade perspective, which is also one of my favorite trades to look at, we have had a lot of volume delta. Moving to the downside, all right, in conjunction with obviously price moving to the downside. Then around about this area, as price made a new low, it made a secondary low right after that. But in this case, the volume delta started drying up. So we can almost say that we had an instance of similar to momentum divergence, a divergence in volume. So a lot of volume in the volume delta moving to the downside. And then as it makes a new low, you can actually see this green candle moving to the upside. It was actually a lot of, well, not that much sellers involved anymore, but price started moving back to the upside. And in this case, of course, we had a dry up in selling volume as displayed by the delta histogram. We immediately also start seeing a spike to the upside accompanied by this reversal candle, which in my opinion is a really strong signal that the reversal might occur as well. So smart volume can assist you showing how strong a trend is, but if you see a diversion in your volume delta, then you with accompanied by a spike in your smart volume, that typically leads to a strong reversal. And you can see here right after this green reversal candlestick, almost like a bullish engulfing type candle, we had this candle 12 ticks wide, and the volume analyzer identified an imbalance in volume spread right at that candle, gave me the top of that candle's price and the bottom of that candle's price, and that would be a great entry as soon as price breaks above it, with a stop at the lower end of that red line. And you can see here that we had a really nice run up of more than 1-to-4, probably 1-to-6 ratio, which is typically what I would like to see. I like trading with 2 contracts. So, you know, get off one contract as soon as possible. Because I'm scalping, move your stop to break even, and then see if you can get a runner trade on the second contract. So that is the way I like using the volume spread scalper. The other thing that's really cool about this tool suite is that there's a built-in volume spread scanner. So you can basically go and load all of the markets that you like following. Yeah, I've got gold, the NASDAQ, the ES, crude oil in my list, as well as the volume spread scanner, which is also loaded into the market analyzer on NinjaTrader 8. And you can very quickly get alerts for whatever time frame you want to be trading. I like using the 1 minute time frame, so scalping mindset I'm using. You very quickly get an alert for any one of these markets. And once you get that alert, you can just go ahead and quickly go over to that corresponding market, see where that signal is, look at your volume delta histogram. Is it showing that maybe a reversal is imminent, or that you want to take a strong trend continuation type trade and then enter into the market? So volume plays a very important role in any kind of trading, but especially in scalping. So very important that you try to incorporate volume analysis if you do want to scalp. But with the Ninjacators Volume Spread Scalper tool suite, it really does all the heavy lifting for you, especially if you can find these opportunities in multiple markets really quickly without having to manually scan all the markets yourself. So yeah, that's just the way I like using it, and that's what I keep on telling new traders that want to scalp the markets, that they definitely need to go and check out this tool. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and want to find out more about the Volume Spread Scalper, please consider joining our Ninjacators Fast Track program, where we show you how to use a lot of our Pro Series tools, as well as other tools that we use, incorporated in professional trading strategies and in live training and trading environments as well. So check out the link in the description if you want to find out more. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.